All right.
Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Blockchain Brew Show. Welcome, Brew Crew, to that party house. I'm T-Script. This is my homie over here, Trentonator. Trentonator right here. You see him? Everybody give him a thumbs up because we like Trentonator in the house. There we go. And we have so much fantastic, amazing news today to cover because the markets are green. We love the green. And it's just past 420, which means it's even better because the markets always go green past 420, right? I mean, come on. Anywho, we got the thumbs today. We don't want this. We want this. Don't smash this. Smash this. Boom, bang, bang, chicka, chicka, plane, plane. That's right, because we're going green in the house. We got our bell. It is a glorious bell. And you want to smash it or hit it for the subscribe button. Check all the corners because it's in one of them. Yeah. And we got some good brew. We're going to drink with you because it's a celebratory today. And I got triple fest. It is Oktoberfest style beer. That's right, from Triple Horn Brewery. And we're running about, where's this puppy run? It runs somewhere on here. It should tell me what percentage of alcohol. 6.4. We're at 6.4%. And the bottle says, Triple Horn Brewery presents our first ever Oktoberfest style beer. In celebration of another year's harvest, we partnered with the executive chief of 84 Yesler, Christina Siegel. Made with Pilsner, Munich, and Vina malts, as well as a bouquet of earthy, noble hops. This traditional fest beer is crisp, clean, and perfect for hoisting in your favorite horn of Stein. So, I'll let you know. But here it is. Check out that. All right. I'm the one on the right. That is me. Trent is the one on the left. Trent, you're on mute. I can't hear anything you're saying, brother.
From my end of the screen, the guy's on the left.
Well, it's a good thing we're not on your screen. And here we go. Celebratory pop because the markets are green. You can't even see it, but you can't even see it, but I heard it. But I popped it on the screen. You can see the head right there. See it rising, Trent, slowly? That means it's a good stinking beer right there. So there we go, man. Smells like October. Tastes kind of portery.
Nice.
Yes, it is nice. What do you got for us, Trent?
Today, I've got Arc of Lightning again from North Park Brewing. It's actually a collab between North Park Brewing in sunny San Diego and Electric Brewing Company in Temecula, California. So it's a triple dry hopped, double hazy IPA, hopped with Citra Dynaboost, Citra Cyro, Citra Galaxy, and Crush So
Crushed Thyro.
give her a little ASMR pop.
ASMR pop.
Got the pour.
Oh, you could hear the pour too. Sounds crisp. So how do you control the pour, Trent, when you only get 2 fingers?
Well, I started a little heavy on this one, but ish. Just an even speed of the pour through the whole way through. Tilt the glass a little bit. That's all. It's these ones from North Park are always like extra hoppy. There's a lot of green going on to it. It's like, you know, eating an orange peel. I kind also, have you ever like accidentally eaten part of a lime peel? It's like I don't know, it has that bitter kind of green, not ripened kick to it. But you know, when you get past that, it's because it's triple dry hopped and it's using 4 different hops. So there's a lot going on and a lot that it's hitting you with. But after that, I mean, it's juicy, a little bit of little sweet on the finish, and it's solid. So it's
Nice, man. Nice. It's a good celebratory day because of all of our green going up in the market. I'm digging it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You want to jump into the charts, or do you want me to jump into them?
Yeah, I'll do it. Let me go ahead and present my screen.
What's up? The screen. Awesome. Now.
So for Bitcoin, well, that's Solana on the chart. It's definitely not Bitcoin. I will come over to. You ever see how crypto news articles will write the king crypto?
The king of crypto. BTC.
BTC.
Yeah, you know it.
And what do we got cooking? On the daily chart, we are broken out.
What's up, Daniel? Crack-a-lackin' dog. It's a celebratory day, just like you called it, man. We'd hit 90K before we'd hit 86. I was thinking about that today. I was like, we smashed that 90K, spanked it. Dude, you're gone, Trent. You're gone, man. You're on mute. You're talking to yourself.
Oh, can you hear me now?
You ninja'd yourself. Went on mute.
Anyways, what is up, Daniel? Over here on the Bitcoin chart, I'll actually zoom out to the weekly first. I'll go down this pretty quick because I have some XRP stuff that we need to cover. And we are almost, wouldn't you know it, piercing right through this low volume node. Guys, we've been talking about this. Like, been talking about it on the daily chart too, but we've pierced through this low volume node here and we're coming up to 94K. On the weekly, that's going to give a little bit of resistance. I think once we break the top end of this this node right here, which on the weekly is a really big node, it's 98K is the top of it. If we can get past 98K, we're going to rip straight back to 110, I think. With a couple brief cool offs along the way. But we are officially on this candle right here getting above the 21 EMA on the weekly chart. Guys, that's huge. The 21 EMA is the line in the sand when it comes to an uptrend or a downtrend, at least the way that I read the charts. I mean, it's not the way that it just is what it is, but that, I mean, that's the indicator that I rely on most when I'm, seeing an uptrend or a downtrend in the chart. So, this candle right here, we are waiting for it to close on Sunday at about 5 p.m. Pacific time. But it seems pretty clear this candle is probably going to be closing above the 21 EMA, which is very bullish. We've broken out of this downtrending line of resistance, come down to the 3-day chart, and we have a bullish cross on the MACD with the MACD line crossing the signal line down here. And these are moving up, approaching the 0 line on the MACD. Once you get over the 0 line, which is the horizontal line that goes right through the middle of the green and the red volume down here. Once we get past the 0 line, guys, it is on and cracking. The RSI, we are not that overheated. 56 on the RSI. You don't consider the asset oversold until it's over 70, but it can sort of remain over 70 for quite some time in the very thick part of the bull run. If you look back here, it remained overheated. This is on the weekly chart. It remained over 70 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks or so, and then it popped back up above it. Back here during this run, we were over 70 from here all the way to that first peak. So we can remain over 70 for some time, and we can remain over 70 even longer. And that's on the 3-day chart too. So that's quite a bit of time going on there. In these the really parabolic part of the bull run in the post halving years, the RSI can remain above 70 even longer. So it's telling me we have room to run. Plus, we can always do this thing where we get up to like 60 something, cool off, and the RSI cools down and then gives us even more room to run afterward. That would be nice. Coming down to the daily chart, we have an extremely bullish break above the 21 EMA and our resistance lines that we've drawn. I think we're going to flag out again. Like, this candle that we made today is a big flagpole, and we can probably do something like this for a couple days. It would give us that weekly close above the 21, and then we can probably look at breaking out up to the point of control at 97. Actually, my bad. If you take the length of the flagpole, it probably puts you
95, 96,
above
97.
that point of control. So there's something to look at on the 4-hour chart. Man, I'm gonna get rid of those flags. They're gonna drive me crazy.
Get rid of them flags. Or keep them so we could drive Tretinator crazy.
4-hour chart. We may be looking at doing a similar thing, flagging out here. Now this is where the 4-hour chart and below is what's making me feel like we need to cool off for maybe 2 days. Look at how high the RSI is overheated
How
right here
high is the OSI?
on the 4 hour. I mean, it's guys, it's 85.
You
You know,
know,
I
that being
got
said, too, Trent, I put a scalp limit order in at Bitcoin at 90K because I figured we'd probably come back down 3K. And I'm like, I'm going to watch it come down to support. I think I should put it like at 80, 89, 900 or something like that because I expected it to come down, wick, fill my order, and we could be up to the horses. That is what I did, man.
yeah. You know, that the RSI on the 4 hour is telling me that I would not get in along just yet. I just wouldn't. Not with the RSI looking like that. And earlier today, I pulled about $400 out of a long, and then I got back in one right afterwards, and I was like, "Oh, I should have waited." And I spent a couple hours down on it. I was looking the way I was looking at the charts. I didn't want to close it out because I thought we were going to come back up and retest, and we did. We did certainly do that and come back into the green. And then I closed the trade out with about another $50 in profit. But I did not open one up for the rest of the day because of this factor right here on the RSI. I have to see that come down first on the smaller time frames. Same thing right
Feels
here on the
like
1 hour. It's starting to come down, and the MACD is going to cross bearish on the 1 hour chart. Go ahead.
I'll wait till you're done.
You're good. 7-minute chart where the MACD is crossing bearish back below the 0 line. Not only that, the RSI looks like the purple line is going to bounce off of the yellow line and continue a little bit lower. That being said, we're sitting in on top of a low volume node right here on the 1 hour chart that could bring us all the way back to 91.6, which is not that bad. I mean, we're talking about the 7-minute chart here. The dumps aren't going to be that crazy. But 91.7 is a better long entry than 92.7, right? And down to the 1-minute chart, and
It's all
the
over the
1-minute
place.
chart is,
It's all over.
long story short, looks like it's probably going to bounce up and down in a range for a little while. So, I'd be looking at the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart to cool off before I would consider getting in another long position. What are you thinking, Tyler?
Well, so I'll flip over my charts for you and I can go over everything. I'm thinking I have a lot of stuff open. I did not realize how much stuff I had open. Ta-da! Oh, no. Ta-da! There, we did it. We're good. Woo! Sup, Daniel? So I'll go into my Bitcoin TA and then I'm going to run into what I was going to tell you. So for me, we'll start on the 6 minute. Looks like we come down a little bit more. Not so crazy. I mean, if we come down right here, I think we could actually, in this blue oscillator wave, pulls down a little bit more. We might have like a Jesus take the wheel type pattern coming in, which would be a bullish sign. The 12 minute says the green money flow is coming down. The VWAP's underneath, so it's kind of chilling out for a little bit. And the blue oscillator wave still coming down, chilling out, which is a good sign. And at the top of the 12 minute, we have a red dot, which is a sign of not necessarily downtrend, but loss of bullish momentum. And we got the 24 minute. You almost have I was looking at this earlier. I know that me and Trent were talking, but I saw more likely that was going to be a cool out because I saw this bearish divergence coming on the blue oscillator waves. And also you can see we're so high with the money flow starting to come down with the relative strength kind of cooling off with the VWAP coming down. looks like we are going to chill out for a moment or two. Like I said, I put a limit order in. I think like actually maybe it was at 90K. Maybe it was like 90K 600 or something like that. So I have a limit order in coming down to this volume control in hopes that we come down, fill it, and we come back. Start instantly coming back up, and we'll bounce to the 1 hour. 1 hour says we're just peaking. We still have that bearish divergence, which is showing that it could play out more. I mean, I would not be surprised to see us come back down to like 88. And I'm just saying that on the low end, as in like that's the lowest we can go. Hit these wicks, hit this point of control before we start moving up. 4 hour on Bitcoin, it's hasn't eclipsed where it's saying it's bearish yet, but it's going to get to that point, I do believe, with that lost momentum. But that being said, how the 4 hour looks, we're above this 60, which is telling me that we could see something. I'm trying to look back on the future. We might see something like this, where you get like 2 or 3 red candles in a row. So we might get like, where's my paint pen at? We might get like a drop up, drop up, drop up, and kind of go like this, and then we go wee, kind of like that. I kind of see like something like that, maybe possibly turning out. And then on the daily time frame, 16 hour daily, I still think it looks like to me it has more room to the upside. So it kind of shows like that's what the 4 hours thinking. It's kind of something over here where we shoot up, we get a couple of red candles, and we kind of start working our way back up. That's kind of where I see on the daily time frame. Now on the weekly chart, we still have that green dot. We're looking spicy. Money flows coming in. The VWAP still curving up to the upside, and I do believe our next stop on the weekly will probably bounce up to 95 to 99. I don't think we'll break 100. I don't think we'll have that momentum to punch through it again on the first try. Maybe we will. Maybe it all depends on the news. And sometimes a flick of the news will cause us to shoot straight up in the upside. And then on that note, I did want to point out this too on Uncoin, because I was talking to Daniel about it yesterday. I put a long in right here, and I connected on. I was like, yeah, I got the dip. Kind of came up, went down, and I was all like looking at it on the charts, and I was like, it looks like it's still kind of go up. Maybe I was like, this could have been the bottom right here, and like we could just keep moving up. And I went to bed, and I was like, I'm going to sleep on this, and I'm just going to keep it open because I'm not afraid of getting liquidated, and you should be if you're not knowing what you're doing. And so I went to bed on it, and I came up when I was sleeping, came back down. I woke up right around here, and I was like, dang, Nabby, we got a red dot right here. And I was like, maybe I should close my trade. And I ended up closing, I think, on this candle at 10% growth. I waited like an hour, so we're on the 24-minute. I come back an hour later. I'm like, we're way up here. I'm like, dang it, I really missed out. And an hour later comes by. I'm like, son of a gun, man, all day. I literally closed it on the peak of it running. I'm like, I can't really be mad because I closed it in profit. But you're like, I just missed away. What was I thinking closing it out right there, But that being said, I do get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, so my brain sometimes is a little groggy and I don't think clearly, But hey, whatever. I still closed in profit. And then Charles was talking to me about this 6,900, and I don't know if he's here or not, but I drew this pattern on the 4 hour for him. This is called the Jesus Take the Wheel. Crypto Face called it out. And he said it's a newer pattern he recognized. And if you look at it, you could have put your long in right here, and you would have had this trigger wave, which you would not have known the future. But that trigger wave, dude, look at that. Boom. You would have had that beautiful arm's length Jesus Take the Wheel, and for all those gains. This pattern doesn't show up very often, but when it does, it plays out very often in a very good way. Also, it works on the negative side too. So if you see the pattern come up here, that means get out. Watch out, man, because he's coming and he is going to push it to the downside just to cool it off. But anyway, so this is on the SPX 6900. I know it's a really popular meme coin, so maybe I should get into it while we're here. So this is on 24-minute. Look at that, man. Look how spicy that was. 24 minutes where it was just nonstop. You could have seen all the gains coming in all day. How many people freaked out when they saw this X? It was a fake out. A couple candles. Boom. And you could have seen that with I want to say bullish momentum keep carrying over, bigger and a little smaller, saying that the bears are losing ground to the bulls. And then you could have used this one as these would have been anchor waves, and this would have been the trigger wave, knowing that You know, you've been like, no, X, you're not fooling me. You know, we're going up to the upside and boom, 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 bang. And you're watching that VWAP come up with the money flow coming in. You're doing, we ain't even over yet. Now we're getting to a point where I would partially, you know what, this actually might be a really good time to short, because not only did I point this out on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's cooling off, but you got the bearish divergence with the loss of bullish momentum with a doji candle coming in. Now, SPX 6900, it looks like it might be cooling off a little bit. You might expect for it to come down to 52 cents and possibly do a scalp short on this trade, which I think would be a very possibility on the 24 minute. Now, we'll see how it kind of plays out right here, because we don't see the bearish divergence. So that might be just a scalp short on the 1 hour, unless we see something different telling us different, because the money flow is still coming in. See that the green's still going up. It's saying it still could have some momentum. So be careful if you decide to scalp it. The 4 hour, look at this wave is way up there. These light blue wave, the dark blue wave. And not only that, this green line is that's going to drive me nuts. This green line right here is saying that we are oversold. So we still could be moving up. Even with all this buying, we still could be oversold. And not only that, we are in the red wave. The red wave is still coming up. Look at this VWAP. This VWAP is thick, and it is slowly trending down. And it does not look like it's going to do a sharp drop like this. It is thick like a slug. It's coming on like a old man's pointy shoe with this nice trigger wave. You can see this little green dot, anchor wave, green dot, anchor wave, trigger wave. That would have been beautiful. You could have caught this doji candle. This would have been straight gains, solid on the 4 hour. You just spot that and waited 4 hours. You would have been straight into profit, and then you could have even reevaluated and seen this anchor, this fat oscillator wave come in, screaming bullish, 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 with the strength, this purple line being the relative strength index, pointing literally straight up. I mean, it is screaming at you, guys. Put the long in on the with the indicator, because it is saying it is going. This is good. That you can't get any better than this, and all the other time frames are telling you this. That's why you use the different time frames to find the indication you need to keep on going. Now, that is just on the last couple of time frames, and even still, you can say anchor wave, trigger wave on the daily. We're still coming up, but yes, the money flow is getting thinner, and the VWAP's still growing though. The strength wave, look at it; it's almost straight up on the strength wave, and the money flow is still saying we're oversold on the daily. We are just breaking out of this trend right here. These yellow lines, we're bouncing off this right here. We're showing that strength that we might move up to the next level. You know, we could be seeing 58, possibly even 62 cents on SPX 6900. This is fire, guys. This is what I'm talking about. You know, you got to be in the charts. You got to be in the zone to be able to pull this stuff out. And yet on the weekly, you don't have a whole lot of information to go off it. But within the 1 hour, the only thing that I saw was bearish, where there was a scalp on the 24 minute, which could give you that quick scalp, and then you can just flip into put into a long. You know, oh yeah, you can probably put a long in and a short in at the same time. Close your short out and just keep your long open to keep running up.
What do we call that, kids? A schlong.
Schlong. And it's not just some of these things. You know, if you're digging into the meme coins, you can see on my side right here, I literally have a category called memes. And when I go into the memes, I check them all out. I'll switch to like the 4 hour, because they all kind of mimic each other. So you can't really see anything right here, because I'm going to pull up my information. Scroll it up so you can kind of see it a little better. When you switch time frames like that, it kind of gets all wacky-doody-doody-doo. And by the way, these candles I'm using, they're called Heiken Ashi candles. You can select them with this little tiny arrow up here. I do use them. The data is slightly obscured, but it makes it readable. It still has a pattern. You see the difference? Regular candle, Heiken Ashi. Regular candles, Heiken Ashi. This indicator called Market Cipher is designed for Heiken Ashi candles. They use the average of the previous candle. And it's great. I just love it. It makes it easier. But you could see the 4 hour. You can kind of chart out all the other memes. You know, they all kind of follow the same rough pattern. So if you can find them and go through them, you can find ones that stand out, that look differently. Like you can say, like with the Trump coin, you're like, maybe it has more green candles to go. It's kind of lagging compared to all the other ones, right? So you can start recognizing that patterns. And then the same thing, I have to grow my AI portfolio. I just started that today. But you got like the gaming portfolio. Like, okay, well, there's Mana. There was Gala, you got Sand, you got Super, you got Beam, you could classify Ton, backed up, Immutable X, AVAX, they're all good. You could probably take a good guess the next couple candles on on Mana might actually go up. You know, whether you like Mana or don't like Mana, it has that possible green candle length there. So it might say, hey, do some research on this one. So you kind of get your categories because everything kind of pumps together in categories. You kind of get the memes pumping, you get the gaming pumping. And here's some other alts, you know, you kind of could just scatter through them and just kind of figure out which one is red. You got this one, Tron, it's red. Look at it. There's something's going on here. We got some momentum coming in, the strength coming in, the money flow, the VWAP. You know, this is a possible trade opportunity. I hope I didn't talk too fast for you guys and you can understand me because I decided to cover information. Trent, you ninja'd yourself again, like this. Boop.
Mana and Sandbox, dude. Those things those seem like things of the past. That's crazy.
You think so? Look at Casper. I thought Casper was dead.
Well, I never thought Casper was dead. I just, number one, I don't really like it. Number two,
let's go, Crow. Keep going. Yeah.
Number two, I don't really get I don't really get the purpose behind a proof of work coin outside of Bitcoin. And you know, on top of that, I don't like the how little strength it showed against the Bears compared to a lot of other projects. Now that being said, I mean, if you caught the bottom of it, are you still gonna get some X's when the market rips? Absolutely. But man, I did not like it, the lack of resilience that it showed in that last downtrend. That being said, do you any other charts you want to look at? I have an XRP article to read. You want me to?
Oh yeah, you can bounce on in just a second. I was just gonna say gold's coming down as a little bit, you know.
Nice.
Gold was at 3,500 yesterday, so it's down 170 bucks today. But man, gold being at over $3,000 that fast, guys, in blink of an eye is crazy. All right, you go ahead and lead into your XRP article.
Okay. Go ahead and pop up on screen and come over here, share this tab instead. XRP price eyes 70% rally ahead of CFTC regulated futures launch on Coinbase. XRP price chart analysts are noting Wyckoff reaccumulation and falling wedge patterns that are painting a bullish target above $3.50. XRP has dropped nearly 40% since hitting its multi-year high of $3.40 3 months ago. Still, its ability to hold above key technical support levels combined with a potentially market-shifting derivatives listing has prompted some analysts to maintain a bullish outlook for the months ahead. From a fundamental perspective, XRP may receive a boost from the anticipated launch of XRP futures contracts on the Coinbase derivatives platform scheduled for April 21st under the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission's oversight. Here was Coinbase Institutional's tweet saying, "We're excited to announce that Coinbase Derivatives has filed with the CFTC to self-certify XRP futures, bringing a regulated, capital-efficient way to gain exposure to one of the most liquid digital assets. We anticipate the contract going live on April 21st, 2025. I don't think it actually ended up going live till today, but stay tuned for additional details on the launch timelines and availability. This development may inject fresh liquidity and institutional interest into the market, helping catalyze the technical breakouts projected above. XRP price chart painting Wyckoff reaccumulation. XRP's ongoing consolidation phase resembles a classic Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern, according to technical analyst Charting Guy. What a name. The Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern is a mid-cycle structure that often precedes the next leg of a broader uptrend. It suggests that smart money is absorbing supply during the cooldown, setting the stage for a potential breakout. XRP established support and began consolidating in late 2024, marking phases A and B of the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. In early April 2025, the price formed a spring followed by a successful test, signaling seller exhaustion. As of April 21st, XRP is attempting to break above the descending creek trend line. A breakout would confirm a jump across the creek, an entry into phase D. If confirmed, XRP could enter phase E and rally 70% toward $3.55 in the coming weeks, a level aligning with the pattern's last point of support. Fibonacci retracement drawn from $3.55 swing high to 14-cent swing low presents $5.65 as the upside target for June if XRP price breaks above 355. Falling wedge aligns with XRP's bullish outlook. The upside outlook aligns with XRP's prevailing falling wedge pattern as spotted by chartist whatever that guy's name is on X. Notably, the bullish reversal structure has been narrowing since February 2025, a breakout above the wedge's upper trend line, currently around the 220 to 240 area, would signal the start of a new rally. Falling wedge breakouts typically target a move equal to the pattern's maximum height. In XRP's case, if it breaks above $2.20, the projected target for May lands near $4, aligning with the Wyckoff reaccumulation phase E breakout zone. So that was a mouthful, but what they're saying here, there's like two important things that are giving confluence with that analysis. First of all, the article is saying that
I'll get to you, Daniel, too, by the way.
The article is saying if we break above $3.55, this is the, I'm thinking in the mind of the article here, okay? If we break above $3.55, the article is saying that we go to 525. And then in the last part of the article, it's saying if we break above 240, we go to 355. So, or actually, sorry, the first part said if we break above 320, we go to 525. And then the falling wedge brings us to 355, which would be a break of the 320. So I don't know. I mean, I see it. And then it was saying, did it say 525 by June? Is that what it said?
$5.25 by June.
Let me see here.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah,
you don't
$5.65. $5.65 as the upside target for June if it breaks 355. Man, that's ambitious. But I mean, hey, if it's going to get to the numbers that we think it's capable of, then yeah, like it has to start taking out those $3, $4, $5 levels and bring us to a point where we're in true price discovery and speculation and FOMO set in. An interesting thing that I was thinking about crypto today in general is its ability to create FOMO out of nowhere. Right? A couple weeks ago, everybody was thinking Bitcoin can go to 67, 68, 67. How many people were putting limit orders at those levels? How many people were holding off buying until and telling yourself, well, I'm going to wait until 65. I'm going to wait until 68. I'm going to wait until some number that it's not going to get to, right? Because the reason why is we do the same thing that we do on the upside, right? I'm going to wait in the last cycle. It was, I'm going to wait till it gets to 100 to sell, right? Like we do the same FOMO, the same emotions that hinder us on the upside is the same thing we do on the downside. I'm going to wait till we saw this in the bear market in 2022. Everybody was calling for 12K. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people were saying 12K, it's going to go to 12K, wait to buy, right? How many people over these last weeks were waiting until 68 or 65 to buy, and it bounced at 74, had a double bottom, But even on the double bottom, some people were thinking, and more than a few were out there thinking to themselves, see, it's going back down. It's going to fall below this time. And it bounces. And then all of a sudden, we're at 86, 87. We break 88 and we snap right up to 94 in one candle. And now people are thinking, oh my God, I better get in now. The same people that were waiting until 68 to buy are FOMOing at 92. Right? The crypto has a way of creating FOMO out of thin air. Like when it's consolidating, we don't think that we're prone to FOMO like that. And then all of a sudden, the crypto market has a way of just producing FOMO out of thin air. It just injects it into your veins. You know? And man, it's really something. And the trouble is the market is like a composite beast, okay? If you like biblical end time prophecy, I'm kind of borrowing language from Daniel here, not Daniel in the chat, but the book of Daniel. Right? It's the market is like a composite beast that's made up of many different heads, right? And so you have all of the traders in the market that what you're really doing is you're trading against a big psychological beast that is the market. And that psychological beast is made up of the minds of everybody out there that's trading. And what you need to ask yourself when it comes to trading is I'll put this in a crude way. Are there more people out there? Are more than 51% of the people trading the market dumber than me? Right? Are more than 51% of the buyers and sellers out there in the market, are more than 51% of them more emotional than I am? Right? Are 51% of the people or more more driven by fear and greed than I am? That's how you have an edge on the market. And yeah, anyways, that's my spiel. But man, XRP.
You want my prediction, Trent? XRP is going to $19.27 this bull run. Just for everybody to know that. I would not expect it to go higher. You might get a wick above that, but $19.27 is what I think it's going to go through this bull run. We'll find out if I'm right.
Do not wait for that number to sell unless you need to pay off the mafia.
Right. I wanted to go over a few things for Daniel here in the chat. He wanted me to check out Link and go over some Bitcoin. Daniel, what are you? Trent was talking. I was kind of looking over at Bitcoin, and I kind of was cracking myself up because I literally drew this trend line up, and look, we literally just this yellow line support that I drew up from like way over here. You know, it wasn't like some magic number I came up with, and we literally broke above it, and we get this candle right here, kind of a doji candle, and then you can see it's it becomes, we go down more, and there's a little bit more momentum actually to the upside, and this one's a little bit more momentum to the upside. Even though the next candle is projected to print red, it might print red and flip green, but we might also see something very similar to what we saw a couple hours ago. We kind of come up, we get a couple red candles, go green, couple red candles, go green, and the question is, can we get to 95K tonight? Okay, well, here's the next level of support. So we kind of blew through it. Once we broke through this and we kind of confirmed, boom, we go up. We broke this, we confirm it, boom, we go up. So now we're kind of bouncing off this level. So the question is, do we have enough momentum to break above it and close? Now we can break above it and close. I do believe we will hit 95K possibly tonight. Now that is on the table, but the money flow is thick. But the good news is we're above 64.70. So we're above the 60 level, which means it usually could take a couple of hits before we go down. Kind of like this, boom. We took one hit right there. You can't really take one right there. But, you know, this is saying that there's a possibility on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, it's kind of saying it's slowing down. But we will kind of see, you know, it kind of said that earlier over here. One red candle, and then just kept going. So it is possible for us to hit, sorry, I was reading this indication. It is possible that we hit the 95K. This 24 minutes looks like the VWAP is angling up on the upside, and the blue oscillator waves are rolling over on themselves. Well, will forming the green candle, which I was just telling you on the 1 hour candles, it looks like it's starting to get bullish again. So I was reading into the smaller candles just by reading the bigger candles.
If I'm a betting man, we don't hit 95K tonight. The RSI is too high on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. If I'm a betting man, I mean, it could, but
I mean, it is high. It is high. But if I'm a betting man, I would probably take that bet too. But that being said, I don't know if we'll come back down to 90K tonight. You know, we might just trade sideways. It's really hard to who knows.
91.7, unless we just cool off very sideways.
We'll see. Okay, you wanted to look at Link, right? I have Link saved someplace in here. Where is it at? There it is. Link on the 24-minute, and it is up, up, up. Money flow still coming in. The VWAP's kind of doing its little VWAP thing. The thing I did point out previously is you try to catch like the last third of the green wave is usually when it starts going down. So it's saying we might have a little bit more room to go. The 1 hour, dude, it's like flat sideways. I don't know how else to say that. The VWAP doesn't give me very much information. The money flows there. It's saying it's good. The strength index and it's saying we're at 92. It's strong strength, but it's saying we're over bought right now. Or overbought right now. So I expect some selling pressure to come to the downside. The 4 hours still looking like it could have room to go. The VWAP is still kind of like a piece of cheesecake. It has a little bit more cake left of that. One last bite left, you know, before it decides if it wants to do. You know, if we gradually go down, we could go down, dip, and then keep going back up. That could be a possibility. On the daily, it says we have more room to go. The strength's coming up. We're oversold still, and the latter half of the red money wave, you know, like I said, you usually want to catch the last third, and the last third of the green wave. So the one daily says it's probably going to keep going up, which is a pretty solid view outlook, I guess. Thanks. Oh, and I'm going to lead into another article, Trent, if you give me a second.
Go for it.
It's about HBAR, and I'm extremely not upset at HBAR. But I'm extremely upset at ChatGPT.
HBAR, I don't even know her.
Stupid ChatGPT. All right, throwing an article up here. And I can read through this. So here's Paul Atkins being sworn into the SEC. This is yesterday. So now here's a funny thing. Okay,
hey, after you read that, I'll play a video of him swearing in.
Sure.
Go for it.
My biggest problem I had about this is I was like telling everybody, like, hey guys, Paul Atkins for the Hedera community, right? Well, I ChatGPT'd it like 6 months ago when they said Paul Atkins was going to take over the SEC and he's part of Hedera. Well, then I was all like, well, I see a Charles Atkins on Hedera, but I don't see a Paul Atkins. So I ChatGPT'd the dang thing. And it said, oh, yeah, Paul Atkins is part of the Hedera Governing Council. And then I was like, okay, well, let me Google it real fast just to make sure before I come on here and talk about it. Because I've been talking about it for a while. And it's like, actually, he's not part of the Hedera Governing Council. I was like, you son of a gun, ChatGPT. You told me 6 months ago, and you freaking lied to me. And so I just want to correct that because he is not part of the Hedera Governing Council. Though he's still going to be bullish for Hedera. But ChatGPT lied. So sometimes you can't trust an AI. There's Paul Atkins shaking Scott Bessett's hand. Washington State's Reuters. Paul Atkins was previously served as the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission member from 2002 to 2008. Was seen as a business-friendly lawyer. Was sworn in on Monday as the SEC chairman and regulators said the statement, which is kind of interesting. So that tells you he's familiar with the SEC. He's not like some normie. He looks like Securities Exchange Commission. He was there from 2002 to 2008, which is Bush. That's George Bush's reign. Reportedly, the Kanishka signed in Washington, editor by Sandra Maker. Another picture. Man, dude, he looks a little older. He looks older than Trump. I bet you Trump's older than him. You know?
And he looks like he's in a bad mood.
He does kind of look like he's in a bad mood, though. At least he has more hair than Gary. Gary didn't have any hair at all.
Well, I'd rather him be moody than a snake.
Right? You have your video?
Yeah. Here we go. Let's see here. And share this tab instead. Here we have new SEC chair Paul Atkins just said that Bitcoin and crypto will be his top priority. Next 4 years are going to be wild.
Much, and especially thank you, Mr. President. I'm really honored by your trust and confidence that you've placed in me to head the SEC. But I really must say, it has never looked better. One could really describe it as glistening, and I've heard stories about it, and it's true. It's the touch of a confident president leading with optimism towards an American golden age. So thank you for that. And so to my wife, Sarah, and to our sons, Stuart, Peter, and Henry, thank you all for your steadfast love and support. I'm grateful for the sacrifices that each of you have made to enable me to serve America. And thanks to Secretary Bessent for administering the oath as well. But a note about my family real quickly. Today would have been my father's 114th birthday. Colonel Atkins was a veteran of World War II and Korea. And yesterday would have been my...
You saying it's too choppy? Can you follow it at all?
You could hear it, but it's like the video just ass.
Okay. Well, I mean, the point is that the new SEC chair says that Bitcoin and crypto will be his top priority. So that's man. It's all about context, right? If Gary Gensler says Bitcoin and crypto are my top priority, how does that make you feel? No, it makes you feel kind of nervous, kind of scared, kind of bearish, right? But if a pro Bitcoin SEC chair says that this is his top priority, that makes you feel bullish, right? Context is everything. Yeah, 88K anytime soon. I don't think so. To be honest, I mean, I won't go share the whole screen again and everything, but let me just look at support on the daily real quick. I think that we well, if the 21 EMA comes up to 88 over the next like 4 days or so, yeah, we could see 88. We could. How about on the 4-hour? See, on the 4-hour, the 21 EMA is already at 88. I don't know. I think that if we do, we wick just below 90 is what I would say. That's kind of what Tyler said there in the chat. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Just because 90 is such a psychological level. I mean, if you see anything below that, you might just see a wick.
Yeah. But very well could go to 88. It depends. Just watch the 21 EMA. There's 2 ways that the price can come back down to meet the 21 EMA. Either it dips right back down to it, or it trends sideways and up long enough for the 21 EMA to get back above 90, right? So either the price comes down to the 21 or it pulls the 21 up to the price before it touches. So that's the first thing on the chart that I would be glued to if I were you, is the 21 EMA. Let's see here. What are my trades looking like? Oh, you want me to give?
Look like?
Want me to give a little
No problem, Daniel.
What was that?
Oh, I'll just respond to Daniel. Do you have any
Oh.
ADA spotlights for us?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and wrap up with that there. We'll come over to tap tools and
Tap tools just for you. Tap tools just for you. You see anything good on tap tools?
Yeah, Solana network congestion. Due to high Solana congestion, your transactions may fail or be delayed. Please retry failed transactions.
I still think it's really interesting that Solana has more. Solana network generates more fees than the Ethereum network. That just blows my mind, considering like Solana is like 1,000 times cheaper than Ethereum. So it just tells you how many more transactions are being processed on Solana over ETH. But that being said, there's a lot less scams on ETH than Solana. Solana is like, you guys ever trade meme coins on Solana? It's literally like every meme coin is 92.8% chance of scam. If it's not a scam, then it gets rugged in 2 hours after that. Don't give them access, boys. Don't do it. Stick to the blue chip memes if you're going to buy memes. Buy that bonk, man.
Sorry about that. My dogs were going wild. You know, I'll keep us waiting for tomorrow's Cardano Spotlight, other than to say, man, we're eyeing a break of 70 cents, and I think we'll be back to $1 in no time. And I'm going to go ahead and say that is my Cardano Spotlight for today, is that your Solana transactions might fail.
What do you think of this, Trent?
Huh.
Before we do anything else. What do you think? Oh, I gotta close you, open you. What do you think of this chart right here? This is Bitcoin dominance on the 24 minutes. Now, 24 is coming down, but we do have a double green dot marking like a potential bottom of the Bitcoin dominance, but it is kind of interesting chart. Are we getting ready? You know, is this the double top right here? Is this altcoin?
Well,
I mean, it's kind of hard to say, but I mean, like,
do we have
strengths curving down? Market saying that we're overbought.
Do we have bearish divergence? I'm not used to seeing that on Market Cipher.
I don't see the bearish divergence, unless it's like a hidden, which I'm not hidden. That always sometimes escapes me.
Well, that second peak right there. Peak.
Oh, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Like, what you're talking about right here.
Yeah.
You could say this one's gonna irritate me. We'll remove that one. Do I still have it? Nope. I gotta get another line. You could say potential bearish divergence.
Let me type in BTC.D in trading view. I'm gonna say that I'm showing bearish divergence. Yeah. So
that was the 4 hour too. I was on.
Got you. Yeah. So we'll close with this. I'll show mine real quick. Remove, add to stage, and yeah, what I have here is, there we go. And
unless you guys want to add any coins for us to look at, and I mean, if you want any more coins to look at, you better ask fast.
It looks like a little bit of divergence right there, you know. Plus, the RSI has been overbought for some time, and the MACD, you know, the green on the MACD volume has been thinning so much. We started to get a little bit of red here, and then it looks like the MACD line is going to cross below the signal line, the blue line
Bitcoin
below
Cash.
the orange line.
Bitcoin Cash request
In the comment?
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I want to show you this, Trent. I'll tag you off. This is divergence on the daily.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, it is plummet time for Bitcoin dominance.
Is it?
Guys, things are about to get wild for altcoins real soon. Bitcoin Cash can do can have some pretty wild moves. I remember last cycle looking at that. But you know, I like to stay away from it.
What's the ticker for Bitcoin Cash? I never actually thought about
BCH.
BCH. I've never actually looked up Bitcoin Cash before.
No, you had it up top on the. Oh yeah, there you go.
That's right here. Okay, we got the daily, but I want a shorter time frame so I could give you like immediate information to give you a heads up. Do you have a big bag of it? Money Talks? Is it something you picked up in the last market? I had some friends buying Bitcoin Gold. We got a doji candle to market to say a trend reversal. The market side for A is getting tight with a possible breakup to the upside. The blue oscillating waves have not curved into each other to mark a bullish sign. It might be a good buy. You got the VWAP slowly curving up, which could be a good sign. The money flow has not turned red yet, but be careful with the money flow because I said the last third of the wave is usually what gets danger zone. But you're on some sort of support line right here, so it might be pretty good on the 24-minute. The 1 hour says the strength's coming down. We're still oversold. Money flow's thick. The VWAP could be starting to curve up. We're getting to that point where it looks like it's at halfway. The DBSI is projecting the next candle to be red. Typically, when it gets ready to flip, you get these doji candles. See the doji candles? They kind of mark a flipping trend reversal. And it's when the wick is the same length of top and bottom with a skinny little body. A skinny little body right there, and you got two red. And you get a skinny little body flipping this, you get these red candles. So it could still have a little bit more to go down in the 1 hour. The 4 hour is kind of looking a little sketch to me, man. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the oscillator waves look at 83.9 and 83.8. You can't get any closer to saying that it could curve to the downside. But we are above the 60s, which means sometimes it takes a couple extra whacks to push us down. We got the green. Wow. It's going from oversold to overbought to oversold right here, which is a good sign. The relative strength is still holding itself up. The money flow looks freaking steady, like a freaking, I don't even know. It's a suspiciously steady money flow right there, how even it is. The VWAP, see the VWAP is slowly curving down right here. That's usually marks like a little tiny dip, and then it uses that dip as a springboard to launch itself up higher. So that's a pretty good sign. The 12 hour, you don't have any bearish divergence. The money flow is the VWAP and the money flow is flipping up. So on the 12 hour, it's looking more bullish, even though it's saying it's oversold. I think that's fine. I think the VWAP and the money flow will outweigh. You might maybe get baby retracement before you decide what to do. I don't trade. I'm going to enter a trade right there.
Oh, go ahead.
I just say I don't usually chase. So if I missed it right in this area, probably right here, it's where I start kind of take a step back and start looking for something else. But that's not saying that you're putting that Bitcoin Cash to an all-time high. Dude, I'll tell you what. If Roger Ver gets all his crap dropped, dude, I bet you Bitcoin Cash will go to an all-time high. That's a huge catalyst that can be kept in its bag. Huge catalyst.
Well, so, I just think that there's better things to 10x and definitely better things to 4x. I mean, what about the graph? It's way more than a 10x away from its all-time high. And I don't know what its tokenomics situation has looked like. I think it's one of the better ones out there, but I mean, hell, even if not, you're talking it's held its price for years. Yeah, I get it. I mean, but on GRT, you're looking at what? A 10x away from 90 cents when its all-time high was 280 or something like that. I just think that and that when AI runs again, it's going to run. And this time it's going to have the momentum of Bitcoin dominance falling. I just think that there's way better 4 to 10x opportunities out there than Bitcoin Cash. That's just me. And I'm willing to bet, maybe I'm wrong, but if you own more than 10 coins already and your
Well, dude,
portfolio is anything less than like 150 grand, like, at what point are you adding Bitcoin Cash? Like, if the graph is in your portfolio, I'd say just buy more of it. I
well,
don't
I
know.
think Bitcoin Cash might actually do something, Trent, because the 21 right here is curving up to the 50, and you just get an expansion of the market cipher A, and also you can see it's breaking this trend line. Actually, I could have started up here. I didn't pull that far back. And it's breaking above it. It's just why it's getting this giant push. It closed right, let's say right here to be safe, and now it's starting to move upwards with the bulls saying that they're in control. The next candle should print green, as well as the money flow is coming out of the red with the VWAP. I mean, look at it. It's been out of it since back here. And this is actually a fat doji candle. Right here, you can't quite tell. This green candle right here is a doji candle with a single saying it's a trend reversal, as well as you get a green dot on the market cipher B on top and bottom with the curvature of the blue oscillator waves with the VWAP curving up. Market oversold with the strength. I mean, that's all 5. I call them bullets. Like all 5 bullets are in a chamber. That's a good sign to put a long in. And with it coming up, I think this could be something good happening right here, as well as like the
I
oscillator coming up.
I just want to pause for one. I just want to pause for 1 second and say, if you're in the chat with us, we appreciate you being here, and we just want to ask for for a moment of your support to hit the subscribe button. We think that we're building a wonderful thing here, and we
Talk about the
greatly
BitFi.
appreciate the support. Oh yeah, we're giving away 100 ADA. The details are in the description, and we were giving it away when we hit 100 subs, and no one has claimed it yet. So if you're the first to claim it, you don't got to do much. All you got to do is go ahead and make a free account on BidFi. It's the easiest exchange to sign up with.
And
You
send us
just
your username so we can give somebody ADA. That's all we want to do. We have 100
you
ADA as the first person who does it.
you just log in with your Google account and send us your BidFi user ID and your ADA address.
Yeah,
That's it.
multiple people.
Email it to us at blockchainandbrew@gmail.com. Deets are in the description.
Yeah, I mean multiple people. There's only 15 people here tonight. If all you guys did it, you have a 115 shot of getting 100 ADA. I mean, come on, man. All right, Money Talks. You got to give me another coin to look at. I'm sitting here. I need something else to look at. I want to view it. This could be a good trade right here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We got here a green dot on the bottom, red money wave. Freaking VWAP coming up. Strength strong. Strength is really strong. The question is if this is going to continue, but the oscillator wave is 1 bullet. You got the green dot, which is 2 bullets. You got the strength coming up with the purple wave, which is 1, 2, 3 bullets, and the VWAP still a continuation. 4, it's oversold, so you don't get that other round, and you don't get the other round for the red. So, but you got pretty good shot at that. All right. Is anybody in here a fart coin fan? Yeah, that's what I thought. Nobody's a fart coin fan. Just we all laughs and giggles about it. Fart. No, I'm not a fart coin guy. I'm not gonna buy it, dude. But I mean, it has a lot of money coming in. I'm like, who's buying this fart coin? And we're above the 60, like I was telling you earlier too. When we get above the 60 line, look at this, dude. We kind of got above it. We dipped. We bounced off. We bounced off. We bounced off. We bounced off. We actually broke below. We hung out here. Come up. We bounced off. We bounced off. We bounced off. We bounced off. Like I said, when we get above that 60 line, it gets some sort of momentum right there where it gets harder to break above or below that 60. And this is on the 24-minute, you know. This doesn't give me a lot of information with the oscillator waves, besides saying that we're still bullish with the last thing it printed was a green dot. The money wave's still thick. There's not enough information in the VWAP to use it. And the strength's coming up. We're saying we're oversold. If it was me, I would like to see this blue oscillator wave break below the 0 line. Nice and gradually, maybe, or a quick bloop. And we get that little dip so we could get an anchor trigger wave, which would give us those stochastics to be able to launch us up higher. That would be nice to see on the 1 hour. I'm trying to see. You know, a lot of the other coins, we were able to pull some sort of bearish divergence because it's been trending sideways. It does not show that on the 1 hour. Okay, I'm done with Farcoin because nobody else is talking about it. And I'm going to go move to Pepe.
The Frog King.
Frog King, dude. Frog King's a king of memes.
There's a new Frog King in town. It's Tyler.
Frog King. Why is that me? That makes no sense. Why do I have to be the Frog King? Freaking, where this is a weird little wave. Like I said, dude, when we break above that 60, it just doesn't really want to come down, especially in the bullish area. But I do see like a loss of momentum or a peak of momentum. You can say a loss of momentum, a little bit more. Looks like maybe lost a little bit more momentum. This is just the 12-minute though, so it doesn't hold a lot of like strength. But the money flow is still thick, and the VWAP is doing like this flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. And let's go to a larger time frame, see if we get more data on it. Dude, that money wave is thick. That's a thick piece of bacon. We're kind of getting this bearish looking divergence. Nothing's really confirmed because there's no dots, but I do see some sort of bearish divergence. It's just kind of, it's making me feel like it's getting closer to peaking, especially with the blue wave coming down, even though the strength's still coming up. But we're trying to get the last half to a third of the green wave. So as you can tell, like right here, we get to like the third of the green wave, and you could have shorted it right here. Not only would you have a red X at top, but the green wave started coming down. So up here, like is the green wave starting to curve down? Is this the peak of the ham? And are we going to start curving down? You know, that is a good potential on the 24-minute. The 1 hour, it does not show the bearish divergence. I'm going to move this so I can. I'll probably keep that one up. I don't see the bearish divergence, but we see the money flow down with the VWAP. It's still kind of doing So once I get to a point where like the signals are starting to get more difficult to see, it makes me less interested in the trade, especially when you start seeing things that are going up like this. I mean, look at that. You go, whoop! You kind of start expecting some sort of like retracement. But the thing is, though, you are at this significant trend line right here. You know, I meant to go a little higher. I meant to put that right there. Ignore this one. That was an accident. You move. And then I would say you got a lot of resistance. What the frick just happened? We have a lot of resistance, a lot more resistance right in this range. So before we were in that range, you did have a decent amount right here. Well, you had this little cup right here, a little bit right here, and a little bit right here. So, but once you kind of really broke above this line right here, it was, you literally had almost nothing. You had like a couple wicks and a couple wicks. So you kind of knew that you were coming above this trend line right here. So the question is, can we close above it? If we could close above it and kind of bounce off this and use this as support, I would expect to go to the top of this trend for sure on Pepe, at least on the 4 hour. And the daily is looking pretty solid, dude. I mean, look, it's saying we're oversold, which is good. Look at that strength, dude. It's going, ba-ding! You know, when you get up and it's like, ba-ding! You're like, you expect some action. But dude, the blue oscillator wave, dude, it's going up, man. And you got the money flow. It's coming. Like I said, dude, you want to catch almost the last third of the wave, which I don't really know. I'll say right here. So, you could put a long in. You're starting to get that action that you really were waiting for. The VWAP still above. I'm saying that we're oversold still. So we got that strength coming up. And dude, this is looking pretty good. And then you think about it. You got this, like, you got a little bit right here and a little right there. Okay, so I'll just put another trend line here. But if you can break above this and kind of rest support right here, dude, I mean, look at that, dude. There's all that red. I mean, your next area, it might not be until like up here, which is pretty wild to think about. You might have a little bit right in this area right here, but I mean, that's a pretty good jump, man. If you could break through this little FUD zone, I guess you have a little bit right here. You break through this little FUD zone, but then you start making these leaps, dude. That look at those leaps. That's really solid movement that you want to see in a trade.
Yeah. I will show, since we got people on here, I'll show this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and show some of my actual live trades that I'm in.
Also, guys,
so if you guys all want to stage a collaborative effort to go liquidate me, then here's the chance.
I just want to say too, we're trying to boost ourselves with the YouTube algorithm. Some days are better than others, and we have a lot of people in here. We really would appreciate from the bottom of our hearts all this hard work we're putting in, a like and possibly a subscribe, just so we could boost ourselves in this YouTube algorithm. It really does help. Even though you don't see it on your end, we feel it right here. We're like, oh, we're being loved.
Tyler feels it in his heart, guys. He feels it deep in his heart. What do I got for us? Well, on my Cardano trade, entry price 61 cents, market price a little over 69 cents, and I am $860 in unrealized profit. Right here I've got and that was on 2x leverage. I've got a 10x long on the graph, and I'm $68 in profit. I could easily get liquidated on this one at 0.079, but this graph trade was with free money, but about $300 of bonus money that I got from BidFi, and you can't withdraw that. They don't let you withdraw that bonus. You can only trade with it and withdraw the trading profits. So on that one, I figure I may as well just go big or go home, because it's free money. And if I come over here to CoinM futures,
what up, Jordan Riz?
Over here on CoinM futures, I am 1,055 XRP in unrealized profit. Now, the thing about CoinM is that when you close, you take your profits in the coin. What's up, Jordan? SBX 16. Hey, Tyler's your guy, man. People have been asking for it, and Tyler's been delivering.
I'll show you, Jordan, a pattern I bet you've never seen before in SBX that I called.
And Jordan, we would love and appreciate a like and subscribe. So what I did on this trade, this XRP trade on CoinM futures, is I sent about a little under 8,000 XRP over to BidFi to put in this trade, and on 2x leverage.
Woo! Thank you, Jordan.
So yeah, man. So when you take your profits on CoinM futures, I would be taking the profits in XRP rather than USDT. So that's actually, at the current price, that's like over $2,000 in profits right there. So, I don't encourage this too much of this behavior. I think that if you're trading, that you should
encourage it.
Well, I think
degen gambling, but what's gambling when you know the You know the uptrends are coming.
Yeah.
That's ending.
I think if you're trading, you should be closing trades, not sitting on them for too long. But I think that this is the moment in time, guys, that we're
ISO, let's go, baby. I know. I feel it, man. I've been calling the ISO movement the whole time. I know George on Crypto Does RSS. He's not an ISO fan, but I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, dude, the XRP, it's gonna be the one. It's the ISO Bitcoin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I just wanted to show those since we got people in here, and I'll kick it back over to you.
A buddy of mine's that deep too, Jordan SPX. He says it's the one meme, man. I don't own any of it, but I wish you guys all the best. I hear it's pretty fire. I hear the community's popping too.
Yes,
worldwide,
sir.
bro. You know it's worldwide. It's been worldwide in the bear market, bro. Before that lawsuit, you know, hear Brad Garlinghouse talking about it in the bear market. He was like, dude, we know that U.S. is coming. We're just gonna build out our network while we're waiting for get Gary out of the way. He's like, I bet you had backdoor talks with Gary, and Gary's like, hey, dude, we'll get you it, but my job is to keep the coin down so that people can buy it. Dude, you want coins are on the move, dude? I was freaking talking about this earlier. You see an IMX up 40%, bro.
For real.
I did not see that one coming. Where the freaking where did it go? There it is. Dude, IMX up 40%, Bonk up 30%, Sui up 25%, Floki is up 20%. I have never heard of this coin called Walrus, but I guess Walrus is up 21%. Sorry. I'll let you finish, Trent.
No. There you go. I was just moving over to your screen.
All right. This is one of my favorite things. When I start eyeballing and start looking for trades, this is one of the things that I kind of like to use to get information. Because I like to wait. Did I pull up the wrong freaking one? Dude, I did pull up the wrong one. My bad. My bad. I must have just clicked over. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. All right, there it is. Boom. Right share. There we go. All right. So
I've been hearing a lot about that.
So this is one of the tools, is crypto bubbles I like to use to figure out what's moving. Why is it not moving like BitGet? Like it's only up 3.8%. So this is something I start eyeballing, you know, and I start digging. I pull this up in TradingView and start looking into it, see if there's actual trade on there. But dude, check it out. Sui, 25%. Beginning of the day was 222. It's at 280 freaking 1 cents right now, bro. That's freaking wild. I mean, it was like a week ago, you were at $2, and just before this, right over here, you can't even see on the chart, it was at 179, something like that. It was Farcoin up. Do you guys recognize all these coins? Like, I don't even recognize Athena. I think I've heard of it, but I know nothing about it. It's not 2 billion market cap. Like, what the hell is Athena? Loki's pumping. Curve, dude. Curve wigs me out though, bro, because Curve, it got like freaking. They had Tron over there, Justin Sun bailing their ass out when they got over leveraged. Deep Book Protocol. I was looking at Deep Book the other day. I was actually charting it up. I've never heard of it. I don't know anything about it. It's at 129 new coins every day. Dude, I know. New coins, dude. I was a big fan of Cosmos the last bull run. And dude, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, it's a great protocol, but it's so inflationary. It's like, do you really want to buy it? I heard a lot about Jasmine. I heard there was something with the iPhone, dude. Like back here, this is around December 2024 that something came out about the iPhone. This is a pretty good downtrend, though. I mean, if you get a long that, it probably is going to shoot up. And then what was I looking at? Yeah, but IMX is up pretty good amounts. Last hour. It was at last day, 44 cents at 67. Dude, it's just telling you, dude, altcoin season when it comes, it's going to be bananas. Dude, get this, guys. I had 100,000 virtual protocol tokens airdrop to me, and they got stolen. Stolen, man. Unbelievable. It's a long story to that. Dude, look at Popcat. Oh, my gosh. This is one of the ones I wanted to do. Freaking trade. Yo, you were right, bro. I thought 129. I was like, what's 129, dude? Oh my lord. Look at that deep book. Holy smokes. 9 cents a day ago. It's at 20 cents. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Do you guys know what deep book is? And check this out. What is deep book? Someone just popped out of nowhere. Deep book is a decentralized central limit order book built on Sui. Oh, it's a Sui DEX, huh? Deep book leverages Sui's parallel execution and lower transaction fees to bring highly performant, low latency exchange on chain. Deep book's main competitive edge is that it's fully on chain. All ordering, routing, matching, and settling occur on chain, delivering a trading venue that maximally leverages. I've never heard of that word, dude. That's a new one for me. Maximally leverages the benefits of programmability and interoperability and composability. Deepbook V3 delivers a trading venue that is even more performative and integrates seamless as a wholesome liquidity venue for the overall DeFi ecosystem. As on-chain order book, Deepbook delivers deeper and tighter liquidity, enabling better price executions for on-chain trading for liquidity providers. In particular, Deepbook delivers more control over price orders and traditional automatic market maker modules, and thus is better for sophisticated market makers. In addition, by virtue of being premier wholesome liquidity venue of Sui DeFi, Deepbook positioned as a foundation of liquidity to power a broad range of financial services. It's on wow. Oh no, that not wow. I thought that was 80% APY. It's on Bybit. You can stake on Bybit. Trending markets. So on Bybit, Uphold, Mexi, Gay, Ioku Coin, Crypto Exchange, Crypto.com Exchange. It's not even on some like Coinbase yet. That's a pretty big one. Wow, that could be a thing too, because a Coinbase listing could pump this even harder. Interesting. It's a Sui DEX. All right. Pengu. Do you guys ever get into that Pengu action, man? Looks like if it's up 37%, that's 37%, dude. It could go up freaking frickload. More than that. Market cap 437 million. That makes me think of like the Bored Apes. AIOs, dude. Hey, here's your SPX, man. You want me to go look at SPX? Yeah, you are going to be cool. What? Hey, Jordan, you still here? Let's go check out your SPX. If you're still here, just say something. Let me know you are. Dude, I'm a turbo fan, man. Look at that. I'm up 60%. What? It used to be like one of my bigger bags, but now it kind of drops. All right, man. Jordan's still here. Jordan, just because you gave me that sub, dude, I'm deep diving into on that. And I'm going to show you some magic. Trent, you're on mute again. You fingered yourself. Stop fingering yourself.
Damn, dog. No, I knew I was on mute. I was just laughing. I wasn't saying anything. Ranger's barking in the background. That's what.
I don't know if you use Market Cipher, Jordan, but they CryptoFace could create a Market Cipher. He came out with this pattern just somewhat the other day, and he calls this the Jesus Take the Wheel. It goes on both the top and bottom of the zero line, obviously. And when he says you see it, fantastic sign. You got the one hand over here on Bajari, and you got the little head, and you got another arm. For like, Jesus take the wheel, you know. And dude, if you hit this sucker, dude, you put that long in, like you could say on this green dot, dude. Look at that. You would have caught a whole freaking leg up. And he says it plays out like freaking insane amount of times. I don't know. It's a newer thing, so you can't say that it's not. And it doesn't have enough information on to tell you, hey, 99% chance it's going to play out, but it plays out a lot for what we've seen. We got a freaking dude. Look at it, still pumping, strength coming up. It's still saying it's oversold even with that pump. And we're getting into this little line of support, so we can close above it on the 4 hour and kind of we could run right up to 62 cents.
You're I think that you think you're showing a chart.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I am thinking I'm showing a chart. I thought I was showing a chart. I was still stuck on. You could have told me that, Trent. I was like deep diving onto this.
I just got it.
You fingered yourself again. I'm just kidding. No, this is called Jesus Take the Wheel pattern. You got the left hand, head, and arm. All right. So now we are above this trend line right here. So we need to close above this trend line in the 4 hours. We got 3 hours, 38 minutes. So it just closed. We are currently above it. We need to wait a little longer to figure out if we can close above it. The DBSI says we should close above at least another green candle, which is good. And these candles right here are called Heiken Ashi. It's what it's designed for market size. Regular candles, Heiken Ashi candles. It makes it a little easier for you, at least for me, for my eyes to register. It uses the average of the previous candle. So the data is slightly slurred, but obviously the candles make a pattern. So it's like, wow, it doesn't really matter to me. And it makes it easier. And so we got Jesus Take the Wheel. And if you caught this green dot right here, you would have caught this leg all the way up, which would have been great. Now we're still in the red, which is generally a bullish sign. If you catch the last third of the red and work its way up, that's a really strong signal. And as we got the it's saying we're oversold even with these candles, which are oversold. So we still need more movement to the upside. Strength still pointing up, and when these two blue waves, this light blue and the dark blue waves, when they start overlapping, it's saying possible trend reversal. We don't have that. So we're at this trend line. It's still looking good in the 4 hours.
So I'm seeing 22 people watching. I just want to give one more plug, one more shout out, guys. It would touch Tyler in his heart. Guys, get your minds out of the gutter. It would touch Tyler right in his heart if you liked, and especially if you hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Eurocoin, I never heard of that. Well, I'll have to take a look at that in a second. The one thing, short time frame on SPX, we have bearish divergence. Okay, so that's going against us, Jordan, on the 24-minute. And you have looks like a red dot. Even though we still have green candles, red dot says it could be the end of a bullish pattern, which goes with the 24-minute bearish divergence. But it's only on the 24-minute we have it. So it could be a short term, maybe we trade sideways before we continuing. But also, keep in mind, too, we do have a pesky CME gap right here, which is one reason why we could, at some point, come back down to revisit it. Because we all know how much CME gaps are frustrating because we usually visit them when we don't want to, unless we're going up. I wish CME gaps are on the upper portion where we can go up to, which is another reason why. Who was I talking to earlier about 90K? Daniel. There's a CME gap at 90K, which is another reason why I think we might come back down to 90K. On the daily, Jesus Take the Wheel, still like silhouetted. The VWAP super up, bro. We got the green dot saying we coming up. We got anchor trigger wave, dude. It is looking pretty solid, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty solid. Saying we're over sold, strength coming up. Wait for the 20-minute, 24-minute to kind of figure itself out. If it doesn't look like it's gonna play out, maybe put your trade in. What were you talking about, Nero? Go check out some Nero. KuCoin or Bybit? KuCoin or Bybit? We'll go KuCoin. Hero. Whoa. Is that what you're saying? You were up 100% money? Frick, dude. That
nice,
solid,
dude.
That's on the daily. And it looks like, dude, it's just getting started. The VWAP's not coming down anytime soon for what it looks like. I'm saying we're oversold. I don't know how. The strength of freaking crazy. You almost have a Jesus Take the Wheel type of pattern right here. Almost. It's almost inverted. It's little tiny hands, though. Little tiny hands with a big head. We're hitting this support right here. You can break above it.
Little tiny hands with the big head.
Yeah. The one thing that's interesting to me is we bounced off right here. I mean, you can literally see that was a support. There's the wick. Smack. We broke down. So it is interesting. And then what's interesting about it, you could technically say this would be the next area of support. So we're kind of like, We smacked it. We fell right back down to the nether one. So it's trying to figure out what it really wants to do. You got it, Jordan. And that's on the daily. But I mean, if you really look at the daily, dude, it's got gas. It's got gas to burn, bro. That's solid. The 1 hour, dude. Oh, mama, dude. Look at that money flow, bro. It's at the 61. Like, I don't know where the heck this thick money flow came from, but it is solid. Wow. I mean, it literally just comes out of nowhere. I mean, started right here. Oh, my dude. If you put a long in right here, Trent, that is crazy long. Let's take a look, a little deeper, a closer look at this. Wow, you can start looking at those candles. Those are monster candles compared to what the volume it was putting out. All you would have had is an anchor wave right here and a trigger wave marking this green dot saying, hey, you know, maybe you should put a long in. You put your long in, kind of chilled out. And that was all you had. Maybe not get faked out right here if you could have drew your trend line saying, you know, maybe it's not going down. And just kind of watched it. What the hell? Why is oh, weird. Somehow I grabbed the other. Give me my line back. My line. Where is it? Where? What? Okay, we're just gonna do another one. That was weird. We're going backwards. So freaking yeah, dude. If you did that trend line, that's all you would have had. You could watch it get tighter and tighter and tighter, and you could have had the 21 cross into this, which you can't see it because all my stuff's in the way. And dude, that would have sucker would have ripped. Oh my gosh. You would have ripped up from that little tiny thing to up to here. You would have went from what? 1.8 to almost a 3x. And then from right there, you would have been up over here in the charts. You could have what you would have had going for you is the money flow still thick that you could have been like, oh, I think it might still have more to go. And this literally trade sideways. It allowed the oscillator waves to cool off to make a double bottom right here. And that would have just triggered you back up to the top. I mean, you could have just rode this sucker all the way up. Wow. Wow. I mean, that's some movement. It went up to, that's like a 6x right there. 24 dude, it's at 100. Dude, it's at 100 strength right now. What the heck, bro? That is wild. 100 strength. It's funny too. You can see it bouncing off this support line. Dink, 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 dink. Money flow just heavy still, just coming in. Now you could be a little wary saying this could be a double top right here.
JG.
What's up, JG? What's crack-a-lacking, my brother? Mr. OG in here now. We're putting out big numbers with 25 people in here.
What you said. Well, cheers. You know, we might not be the most profitable crypto community on YouTube, but we're definitely the most hydrated crypto community on YouTube. I don't know about JG, but
you know that
I hear that gives you a dry mouth.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe
I've never been there, never done that actually, but you know.
Dude, I know Money Talk. I was just looking at that. It was 1 cent, dude. It's at like 6 freaking cents right now. 58.81, which is probably a little higher than that. Like I said, it goes off the average of the candle, so the numbers get a little obscured as you're going. Wow, dude, that is wild. On 12 minutes, it doesn't really show you enough, dude. Yeah, I like it, man. You guys got anything else for us to take a look at to entertain us? I'm gonna go read what Nero is. Trent, do you know what Nero is? Do you know what the market cap of Nero is?
No, but I will say that every time, I've heard about this coin before, but every time I hear about this coin, I think about Nero, the Roman emperor in the 1st century that persecuted Christians. And here's a little story for you. He would round up Christians and he would put them on torches. He would tie their bodies to the top of torches around his courtyard, and he would light his courtyard with their burning bodies. Pretty brutal. But that's Nero, N-E-R-O, not N-E-I-R-O, or whatever this is. So, you know.
Yeah. All right, so market cap 63 milli. What is Nero? Nero is the live Nero, first Nero on Ethereum price today. Within 24 trading volume, yes, we update our Nero and USD price real time. Yes, in the last 24 hours. No, this is price live updated data. I don't care about that. I want to know what it is. About Nero. Nero is newly adopted Shiba Inu dog. Oh, interesting. By the same woman who owned the worldwide famous Cabo Sus Doge behind the Doge meme. This project pays homage to Nero. It is the first Nero token deployed on Ethereum. It is 100% owned and managed by the love of the community. You know, that's actually really interesting. That is actually really interesting. It makes me kind of bullish. I'm not gonna lie on Nero. I didn't know what it was.
Since JG's in here, I want to screen share my trades one more time. I just be real brief. I just want JG to see him. Where am I at? I need JG to give me a proverbial pat on the back for this. You know.
Hey JG, I closed my 10
'cause-
coin in profits right before the green candle shot up. I was like, frick, I give up. At least I am in profits. I missed those candles.
So over here on BidFi, Coin M Futures, you take your profits in the coin that you're trading. So I'm up over 1,000 XRP on this trade. Entry price $2.08, market price 222, and up over 1,000 XRP. So that's like over $2,000 in USDT. Not too bad. And over here on USDTM, I am up about $850 on a 2x ADA long at 61 cents. And I got with about $300 in free bonus money from BidFi. I've got 10x and $63 in profit. When it's bonus money, they don't let you withdraw that. So if I can't, you can withdraw your trading profits, you just can't withdraw the bonus. So I figure, if I can't withdraw it, may as well go big or go home. And so threw that on 10x, but who knows? I might get liquidated on that one.
No, you got this, man. You ain't gonna get liquidated. We're in the peak of the altcoin season coming. I feel it in my bones.
Yeah. No, the other two are safe, I think. But this one, who knows? So that's where I'm at.
You should go look at the coins that JG was talking about. I want to look at Aerodrome.
Nice. Doge little sister, is that a thing?
Dude, that's what Nero is. Yeah, we just went over it. It's Shiba.
Oh,
It started with Shiba. And Shiba, this lady, she's the one that owned the Doge. And then once the Shiba dog died, she bought Doge.
Sorry, I must have missed that.
Not Doge, Nero. Sorry.
I think I was looking at our analytics. We're up over 300 views on this. I think I missed that part of the conversation. And if anyone is, I'm just gonna say this again, if anyone's on here that just hopped on, it would touch Tyler's heart deeply if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
What do you want to look at, JG? You want to look at Aptos? APT Aptos. You have to reorganize this, pulling up all these other coins. Well, on the daily, it looks like it straight up has more to go, bro. It looks like it's just about to pop out of this. It's saying more up, oversold, strength popping up, anchor wave, trigger wave, the red money flow leaving, and we have a good VWAP, dude. It's just on the daily. That's solid. Go to 4 hour. 4 hours, a little more sus because I can already see bearish divergence. I don't know if Trent's
Wisdom Nation, welcome to the chat.
What's up, Wisdom Nation? Tell us what you talking about and what coins you want us to check out. I can see bearish divergence just right here. Maybe this is just short time. Short time frame. Not looking super crazy unless it somehow doesn't confirm and keeps going, and maybe keep going up and not show bearish divergence. Money flow slowing down. VWAP starting to come down a little bit on the 4 hour. You do got bearish divergence on the 1 hour, and that is a fact, and that is confirmed. Not only did that confirm, but you also have a red dot on Aptos. Also, you could say the money flow is coming down too. Top, bottom, VWAP coming down. I think it needs to reset before, or needs something to figure out before it. Something's messed up with it before it wants to keep going up. You got this weird oscillation wave. What is this? A fat Jesus take the wheel? Not a fat Jesus take the wheel? Maybe it is. Look at this one. Look at this. Check this out. So this is the new pattern of crypto face set. And I was telling you guys earlier, it plays out a lot of the time. Check it out. See? You see Jesus take the wheel. You got the hand. You got the hands coming out right there. Whoa, wait, screaming, loving. You got the eye. And look at that. If you got into that trade right here, you would have had all this green coming up, dude. I'm telling you, Jesus take the wheel is a solid pick. Ugh.
Something new all-time high tomorrow. Earlier in the stream we covered the we all the time frames really worked our way down from higher to lower, and the 1 hour and the 4 hour charts are making me think that we're not oh wait, I'm talking about a different conversation. You guys are talking about Aptos, I think. Anyways, it still plays into it because Bitcoin it has to cool off from the 1 to 4 hour, I think. Charles, what's up, man?
What's
1
up,
hour
Charles?
and 4 hour on Bitcoin, I think it
Charles,
has
you
to
and
cool
Jordan
off.
would get along real good.
Our RSI has to cool down. It's way too high on 1 hour and 4 hours. So we either got to flag out or we got to dip back to 91.7, I think. But we can take off after that.
Yeah, we were just talking about SPX 6900. That's a very popular coin today. SPX 6900. I mean, like I said, I was just telling Jordan on the 24-minute, there is bearish divergence. Money flow is so thick, it looks like it wants to cool down. Not bearish. Oh yeah, that's right. It was not bearish on the 1 hour, but it does look like on the half-hour time frame that it wants to cool off before it makes a decision. 4 hours still looking good. Just gonna run through this real fast. Do I see something, Trent, that I didn't see before?
Huh.
I thought I might have seen some bullish divergence, but I don't see the bullish divergence. It's going up. It really depends, Charles, if we could close above this line, but we do have everything on the 24 hour, on the daily and the 12 hour and everything else saying that it's a bit more likely that we're going to close above this trend line. And if we hit that trend line, the next level will be 62 before we decide if we can close open up. What's up, Robert? Robert Jarvis? What do you got going for us, man? Chill guy, bro. You guys want to check out some chill guy? We're hitting up all the memes tonight. Pull it up and Bybit. Well, I'll tell you what, Market Cipher A has pulled a green dot. And not only did it pull a green dot, confirm, dude, I think Chill Guy is about a freaking rocket, bro. I'm calling right now, Chill Guy. Where are we at? The 12 hour, dude, in the next 12 hours for sure, I think it's going to be at 56. That's what I think. I think that is a solid good thing on the radar, dude. Money talks. That is something that I am very intrigued on. Not financial advice, but on the 12 hour, that is looking like a solid freaking pick. The VWAP's way.
Say no more.
Though it is kind of getting a little flatter, but That blue oscillator wave is thick, like fat on a pig, bro. That is solid. Oversold, strength just curving up like a nice bull, nice and smooth. It's looking like a solid pick. The money flow, it's not green yet, man. So I think we still have more to go, dude. I love it. I think that's a good solid pick. I mean, we're hitting the support level right here, but I think if we get above this support level, you got a little stopping point maybe right here. And then, dude, next level is boom right there. I mean, that's
Mango Penguins. Welcome to the chat. And I just keep
Mango.
saying it because we're at like 111 subs now. Like, if you guys are in the chat and you just hopped on, it would touch Tyler in his heart if you
My heart would go
subscribe to
3
this
times
channel.
more bigger. Mango on the run. You mean Pangu, or is there an actual Mango coin? Because Pangu is on the run. It's up 40%, dude. It's solid. It is solid. By the way, I'm a Turbo fan. It's up 71% right now. So, woo-wee. What I'm talking about. 12-hour daily on Chill Guy. Dude, I mean, look at this, bro. I mean, this thing's it's priming. It's screaming prime me. Yeah, it's curving up. The money flow of the greens just come in. That VWAP wave is just so thick. Oscillator wave relative strength index is going straight up. Money flow's thick. Maybe I do see some bearish divergence. I always hate saying that when I'm looking super bullish on this, but I mean, what the hell? It might cool down a little bit before it decides to really freaking just run for it, man. I'll have to check. I'll take a look at this Mango, man. Mango, man. VWAP saying it could come down a little bit. Dude, honestly, what my opinion? I think these red dots are a fake out, and I think this bearish divergence might come down, scare everybody out, and then I think it might bounce up. And that's all I think Jason Casper likes. He kind of likes the retest, and then he likes to long the retest and comes up, and then he'll probably come up here, take his profits. He gets a retest, then he goes back up. That's kind of how he rolls. That's how he rolls. He likes the green, man, and it's looking like a solid pick. I think Chill Guy, dude. It's on my radar. Thank you for putting that on my radar. Trent, you want to go over BitFi again?
Well, I wasn't going to, but yeah, I guess Charles is here. No, I'll show. I'll show it. I'll give it a little teaser. So if you guys haven't been on here so far, these are the trades that I'm in. If you want to hop in them, well, I don't know. It might be too late, but you can wait for your own retrace.
I was talking about the affiliate link for the 100 ADA.
Oh, yeah. Oh, got you. Well, yeah, here I am. You see what
you want to know how to use the dots? Yeah, I can show you, JG. Just I'll give you
I'm
when he's
done. See what I'm cooking here. Almost 1,100 XRP in profit. CoinM futures on BidFi. You take the profits in the coin that you're trading rather than USDT. So it's a nice thing to take advantage of. Reason why is because as the price moves up, you're not just you're making gains on gains. Because the price of the underlying asset is moving up as you're gaining percentage, as you're making percentage gain, right? So that being said, we are giving away 100 ADA to celebrate hitting 100 subs, and no one has claimed it yet. All you gotta do, check out the details in the description, make a free account on BidFi. You simply sign up with Google, no KYC, no VPN. Sign up with your Google account and email us at blockchainandbrew@gmail.com. Send us your user ID for BidFi and send us your ADA address. And first come, first serve.
First serve. Oh yeah, so JG wanted me to go over what the dots mean. The dots are almost its own indicator. So let me show you. Where am I at? Okay, so the dots take a lot of tweaking. So let's say we go to the 1 hour time frame. The dots are market cipher SR. and you actually have to go to settings and adjust them regularly. Inputs, resolution. So this is set up correctly. So I'm on the 1 hour time frame. The dots are supposed to be set 3 to 4 times below whatever time frame you're looking at, and the blue, yellow dots are buy entries, and purple dots are saying sell points. So they don't always play out, but it's saying you should have bought right here, and you should have sold right here, or you could have bought right here. You could have sold on this purple line. I'm working it backwards. It's saying buy right here, or you buy right here, buy right here, buy right here. This would have been your sell point. And you could also use them as a DCA. You could have DCA'd right here, out. You could DCA'd out. Could have came back down, DCA'd in, DCA'd in, DCA'd in, DCA'd in, DCA'd out. Or DCA'd out right here and DCA'd out right here. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't figured out what the blue dots mean off the top of my head. Maybe it's levels that are possible, like return points. I'm not 100% sure. You know, you could have. But anyways, the yellow dots right here. Could have sold out here. You could have DCA'd here out. Bought in right here. DC or bought in. Where am I at? Where are the last yellow lines? Bought in right here. Would have sold them right here. Right here. DCA'd in. And it's kind of how they work. They're custom, and you have to constantly adjust them to whatever time frame it is. But you can do short term. Dude, you know, Chill Guy or Nero, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I really like Nero as a project, but the chart I thought looked better for Chill Guy. And I only say that because it didn't look like Chill Guy has moved as much as Nero. If you look at Nero, it's up like 600% for the day, bro. I mean, like, if you were in it, you missed it. Now, Chill Guy, it's saying it's got those legs to move. So I would be interested. Not if I was trading, that's the one I would be going to. And I'm not the only one that's going to be looking at that. You know, now it's on my radar. It's going to be on other traders' radars.
Good point. I was going to say, if I was putting $100 on one of them, I was going to say Nero, but yeah, that's a good point. I was going to say Nero just because I've been hearing about it for, since the last big run up. So, but
again,
I know.
In the 1 hour. I was like, frick, dude, it hasn't cooled off, man. You think about how many people see these types of candles too, and then they put a short in because they think it's going to go down. Now they're like, oh shit, am I trapped moment? Now I'm negative, and it's about to leg back up here and be massively down, man. If you did like 20x, oof. I wouldn't want to be in those shoes.
Yeah.
Dude, but did you see Crypto Faces? He has a trading, copy trading available now for 200 people. And he was talking about today on his stream. He's like, dude, I didn't realize that they gave me all the shit coins available to copy trade. He's like, and he has up to 20x leverage. He's like, guys, let's go to Mantra right now. We're just going to liquidate all the shorts. We're gonna go ham and just take the liquidations. He's like, dude, I didn't realize how much of a monster I could be. He's like, this is wild. Charles, you talking about fart coin?
Unicorn fart dust. Maybe it's a different thing.
Unicorn fart dust. I feel silly if I type that in. I feel like I'm looking up fart coin though. No, it's fart coin. You're making me look ridiculous right now, Trent.
No,
I
yeah.
I don't know what I'm typing in that. I was literally looking it up earlier. 1 hour. Where are we at? 24-minute. Dude, it's just stuck on this trend line. It's not wanting to go anywhere. The money flow's cracking up. Strength, dude. Even though it's going up, it's not showing like momentum in the sense of like strong where it just wants to punch through it on the 24-minute and the 1 hour. It's still doing this weird sideways trade, but the money flow is still coming in. It's fun because everybody's all like, do I really want to buy a coin called fart coin? I don't know. It's money flow still coming in on the 4 hour. We kind of get like a green dot, red dot, green dot. It's kind of getting a little indecisive, but it's been solid so far. The daily, it's just peaking right here, saying we're getting to the oversold point. But it hasn't. The blue oscillator waves haven't curved in on themselves. but I do see some bearish divergence forming on the daily. So, you know, be kind of careful with it. I don't know if you guys could see that. So it's kind of one of those things, you know, you're going to have to start looking for better trades. Once I get to a point where I'm like a little indecisive on a thing, because I'm like, do I want to play against that? Because usually divergences do play out. It's kind of one of those ones I kind of like to find something better before I buy more.
Yeah, man. Well, you thinking that we that it's about time to wrap up?
Yeah, maybe. Just
We,
maybe. As much as I like looking at the same coins over and over again for you guys.
We'll end up on a good analytics boost, you know. I think we can we've already smashed our beers, so we don't gotta go over the rating. But
I can go over the rating. Triple Fest Oktoberfest, I gave it a 7.6, and it was a good beer from Triple Horn Brewery.
Arc of Lightning collaboration between North Park Brewing in sunny San Diego and Electric Brewing in Temecula, California. A triple dry hopped hazy double IPA coming in at, what percent is this? I didn't say 8.5%. And I'm rating this at an 8 even. Solid. And cheers. Make sure you subscribe. And
you know what they say? Smash the like button. Not like this. Like this. Not like this. Like this. But get those boosts in the algorithm, man.
hey, because you'll break your thumb like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see the bell? Look how pretty it is. Look at that bell. And look at rings. Hit the bell. It's in the corners. One of those ones. So just go ahead and take a look for it. It's like an Easter egg hunt, but it's not Easter anymore. So it's with the bell.
Hey, many thanks to everybody that was in the chat with us and everybody that liked and subbed.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Like we said, Brew Crew in the house. We thank you. It was a great day. It was a celebration. Stop by. Not tomorrow. Thursday, unless I have a secret live stream. It may or may not happen, but we'll both be here Thursday.
Check out the community tab on our page for updates tomorrow if we're going live.
Yep. Anyways, thank you all for coming. You guys have a great night.